Fedora 41 was released last month on the 29th of October, and I've been using it since it was in alpha. And trust me, this is the most stable piece of system software I have ever used. And this comment I just made right now is for the rawhide alpha edition of Fedora 41, which I had been using. So just guess how stable the actual stable edition of Fedora is. And it's not just that, because this release is literally packed. There's DNF5, GNOME 47, a brand new terminal, and the all-new Fedora Miracle Spin with the Miracle Window Manager. Now I know I'm pretty late, but how can I not cover a Fedora release? And I have my explanations why I'm late, but I'm pretty sure you're not here to listen to those, but I'll still cover them in the end. Moreover, this video is like a ritual for me, showing my respect to the Fedora developers over there, doing just really awesome work. It's crazy how Fedora manages to bring and pack everything latest inside a stable release. Okay, let's begin. Starting with DNF5. Fedora 41 uses the latest version of its command line tool called DNF. This new DNF5 is much faster and lighter than before, using fewer system resources. It's so efficient that you no longer need a separate, simpler tool like that of micro-DNF. For lightweight systems like containers or devices with limited memory, now the same improved DNF can handle everything from desktops to servers and even small devices. So it's literally the jack of all trades and yes, the master of all. Next is the all-new GNOME 47. You can watch the complete tour in a separate video, but here are the main things that you need to know. Fedora users now enjoy the same privileges like on Ubuntu with accent color support on GNOME. If you check the GNOME shell.css by exporting it on Evolve by making it editable, you just need to open Evolve, head over to settings and export the shell theme to make it editable, enter a new name for the shell theme and done. Now open it inside a text editor. You will notice this new variable, that is the ST accent color, containing the essential color information related to the selected accent color. So theme developers can make use of this variable and maybe make their own theme adaptive according to the set accent color inside GNOME. I already tried something similar with Material U guidelines. Like bringing Material U inside GNOME 47. You can watch the video from here, it's linked over there, but I will also try something more and make it even more compatible with the accent colors. So stay tuned for that theme pack coming up soon. Okay, the entire interface in GNOME had to get subtle changes in order to incorporate the accent colors almost everywhere. The settings pages got updates. The assets like in multitasking page now has a more outline feel rather than those solid white colors present in the previous version. I think they were quite needlessly attention grabbing. The same goes for the mouse and trackpad assets. All of these change color in real time whenever you switch to a different accent color from the appearance page, I guess. Okay, other UI elements are also changed, like some buttons which got some changes. They have the similar outline look with lesser solid fill. Buttons inside dialog boxes now have a lot of padding. Initially I thought they were a bit too excessive, but now I honestly am liking the design because there's a lot of breathing space. It actually reminds me of how Google did with their material designs, and is kind of responsible for making me create that video. But anyway, this design is excellent for touch-based devices. I love how GNOME does everything, like now keeping in mind touch-based devices, because it's a very crucial part and it really makes things look more modern and adaptive. I mean, talking about touch-based devices, if you remember in the previous GNOME release, I had noticed how some apps had a modernized about page that transformed into a bottom bar when the app width became too narrow. Well, almost all GNOME apps now have this feature, and it now not just is present inside the about page but also extends to the preference page, which is pretty good. You will notice the Files app looking a bit different in this update. The sidebar now treats documents, downloads, music, pictures and more, basically the XDG directories, as bookmarks. You can simply remove them or add your own directories as bookmarks. As of now, you can use the dedicated shortcut for adding them, or you can manually open this menu and add the directory as a bookmark. Officially, GNOME does not add these directories in the release inside the bookmark section, but distros like in the case of Fedora adds them back in order to maintain the normal flow. Honestly, when I first opened the file manager on GNOME OS running GNOME GNOME 47, it felt so weird without documents, pictures and more in the sidebar. I even mentioned this in the GNOME 47 video. Other changes are also there. You don't get locations anymore, other locations anymore. Instead, all the mounted devices are directly now shown in the sidebar. Okay, there's a new terminal in Fedora. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of it. I think the original GNOME terminal felt much better, but I think that it's just for me because turns out this terminal has a lot of cool features. For example, container support such as Toolbox, Distrobox, Podman and JHBuild, better accessibility, a ton of customization options in the preference page, but there's a catch. When using a custom theme, none of them get applied to the terminal due to some reason. It changes the tab color, menu color and all, but what about the main terminal? I thought maybe this will work like in the case of GNOME text editor, which changes the color scheme of the main editing area, but that isn't the case because it changes the entire app theme when using default libadwaita. Okay, I should not be complaining because GNOME officially does not support much of theming. This terminal is, like better GTK4 alternative than KGX or GNOME console, but weird themes like Ctrl-Alt-T when you configure with this terminal launches a couple of tabs, which probably were the last tabs that I used, but I don't really need them. And I have no idea how to turn them off, so they are kind of annoying. Some other features of GNOME 47 include some solid support for Wacom tablets or like pen tools. Now if I continue, this entire video will become a GNOME 47 release tool video, which is redundant. So go and check out the video from the I button above to know more about this release of GNOME, because it is literally like an operating system update. I even mentioned the same in that video. Okay, Fedora is also launching new versions using images. Now think of them as ready-made templates for your system. This includes Atomic Desktop, CoreOS and Fedora IoT. They are now powered by a tool known as bootc. Now bootc is a replacement for rpm-ostree, and hence that is why Fedora actually terms it as a successor to rpm-ostree. You can use these same container patterns with bootc and maybe define your own personal flavor of Fedora. And guess what? You can actually switch right now from rpm-ostree to bootc, and it's pretty simple. You can actually check the links in the description below to do it yourself. But what's interesting here is that soon you will be able to use DNF5 instead of directly calling rpm-ostree or bootc for managing your packages. And this will enable you to seamlessly manage your locally installed packages. This, however, is completely a work in progress, so you have to wait, but it's pretty good. And also, image mode systems now benefit from boot UPD, which allows users to apply bootloader updates more easily. For example, if there's an update to the secure boot database. Okay, next is some support for hardware. Now, I love how Fedora is committed for this too. And especially for enabling easy support for modern hardware. There's secure boot support for system needing proprietary NVIDIA drivers, because most of the modern laptops come with secure boot enabled, so why not provide the support out of the box. There are updates in Firefox with support for MIPI and Pipewire camera. Fedora now has integrated support for Intel IPU6 attached MIPI cameras. This is big news because Fedora developers actually claim that they were pretty painful to get working. Now they're also shipping Firefox with Pipewire for videos enabled by default. The new cameras need this, and as an added bonus you get a nice clear indicator in the GNOME top bar that your camera is on. Okay, enough of Fedora mainstream, workstation, their flagship desktop with GNOME. Now it's time to look into Fedora Miracle. Okay, so let's launch boxes. I have it installed. I didn't really have high hopes for this because this is literally a new spin of Fedora. So I'll just try it out inside a virtual machine. Now, when I tried it previously, I could not really do much, but at least I can show you how it looks like. It's a bit weird, but okay. Now, the backstory about Miracle is it's a combination of Mir and Wayland. Now, Mir was Ubuntu's display manager, if you don't know, and Wayland, well, Wayland you know already. So it aims to provide a very smooth, nice experience in tiling window managers. So yeah. Okay, the first thing that I noticed, again I'm noticing now, maybe because it is installed inside a virtual machine, that is why might be I'm getting this notification from time to time about battery low, but I did find a lot of inconsistent stuff over here. I think this thing is still pretty much in development. So for example, this part has, I don't know why is it like this, whereas this part is like has heavy rounded corners, whereas this is completely sharp rectangle, and I don't really know what this is meant for. Okay, so there are a lot of things that I don't really understand in this. I don't know why they have not really provided any kind of settings. There's a settings page that is for the panel. If you open the edit page by mistake, you can't really close it. I tried almost every shortcut, but the weirder part is on, even if you check in Firefox, maybe just search for Miracle Window Manager hotkeys, there is not a single website providing that, and I don't really know why. But I did find a post from OMG Ubuntu a few months back, probably in July, mentioning that it is not really ready for daily use, so it's still in alpha. But the goal of Miracle is to provide a complete tiling manager, window manager user experience to the users, and also provide them with flashy graphics and nice smooth animations. You can already see them when you really launch a terminal or maybe some other app. There's a smooth, nice animation that happens. I did figure out some shortcuts. For example, the start button plus R actually turns on the resize mode, and you can resize them by pressing the Windows key or the super key and the arrows. So this is how it resizes. The animation is a bit too weird over here, and I'm guessing again because it is installed inside a virtual machine. In order to close it, you can just go for Control plus Q and it will close it. But however, if you want to close the terminal, it's Control plus D, and there you go, the terminal is closed. Again, the resize mode is active, so super plus R will make it inactive. Another weird thing that I found over here is I can't switch to different workspaces, so that is also a bit of a trouble. I don't know if I can, yeah, so I have to use the shortcut keys for switching, but I can't use the graphical user interface for switching properly. So that is super plus 1 goes to the first page, 2 goes to the second page, and if you want to move an app from the second to the first page, so that is super plus shift plus the page number, for example 1 in this case. So there isn't much that I can show you over here because it's not really stable as of now, but I'm guessing it will become pretty stable in the next few months, especially when Fedora has already adopted it, and maybe it will provide a nicer alternative to stuff like Hyperland. Okay, so that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I probably will be installing Fedora Miracle on my system and maybe try it out and create a video on that. If you want to see it, do comment down below and let me know. And that's all for this video. Again, thank you so much for watching. Do like, share and subscribe. Am I forgetting something? Oh yeah, why I was late for launching this video. Okay, so well, I was not here, so I was out in the mountains of Arunachal Pradesh traveling, and on the 29th of October I was in a pretty bad state returning from a place called Bomdila to Guwahati, and that journey almost took around 10 hours for us coming through the mountains. And then again in Guwahati I had a train the same day, and it was a 20 hours journey coming to here in West Bengal. So I was completely exhausted, and I didn't have this in mind that Fedora 41 might already be released. So I completely forgot about that and created a new video on a pretty cool idea recently. I launched it, Material 3 in GNOME 47, mentioned it already. And then just a few days back I was wondering, is Fedora 41 already released? Maybe I forgot to make the video, and then I found out that it was released. So yeah, pretty late this time for that, but anyway, it's done. So again, thank you so much for watching and have a nice day. Goodbye.